Millfield is a small town with a population of around 10,000 people. It is known for its quaint main street, lined with local shops and businesses. Detective John Smith is a seasoned investigator with the Millfield Police Department, where he has worked for the past 15 years. It was a cold and foggy night in the small town of Millfield, and Detective John Smith was feeling particularly restless. He had been working on a string of burglaries that had been plaguing the town for the past month, but he just couldn't seem to catch a break. As he sat at his desk, staring at the piles of paperwork in front of him, he heard a knock on the door. "Come in," he called out. The door opened, and a woman walked in. She was tall and slender, with long blonde hair and piercing blue eyes. She was dressed in a long, flowing coat, and she looked worried. "Detective Smith?" she asked, her voice shaking slightly. "I'm Elizabeth Williams. I think my husband is missing." Detective Smith sat up straight in his chair and focused his attention on Elizabeth. "Tell me more about your husband," he said. Elizabeth took a deep breath and began to speak. "His name is Michael Williams. He's a local businessman, and he owns a small hardware store on the edge of town. He left for work this morning like usual, but he never came home. I've been calling his cell phone, but it just goes straight to voicemail." Detective Smith nodded and pulled out his notebook. "Do you have any reason to suspect foul play?" he asked. Elizabeth hesitated for a moment. "I don't know," she said finally. "But something just feels off. I can't shake the feeling that something has happened to him." Detective Smith began to ask Elizabeth more questions, trying to gather as much information as possible about Michael and his habits. He asked about his work schedule, any recent disputes or arguments he may have had with anyone, and if he had any enemies. Elizabeth struggled to come up with any answers, as her husband had always been a kind and gentle man who seemed to get along with everyone. As the night went on, Detective Smith became more and more convinced that something sinister was at play in Michael's disappearance. He promised Elizabeth that he would do everything in his power to find her husband and bring him home safely, and with that, the investigation into the disappearance of Michael Williams began.